Alright, welcome to the little solution video for challenge 3, which is drawing circles around the selected enemies and making it so that when I hit the T key, it's not just purely random which enemy is selected, it actually will cycle through them. So every time I hit, for sure it'll change which enemy that I'm selecting. That way if you hit 5 times, 6 times, you've cycled through all, and then it loops back and cycles through the rest. Okay, let's tackle the first part, drawing the circle. Now, drawing the circle, there's a few different ways to do it. I'll just show you one way here. If you can figure out some other ways, that's good. But I'm going to go to the player just to refresh what we do. When we hit the space bar, this variable global.target is set equal to some monster's ID. Probably the easiest thing we can do is go to that, I always say monster here, go to that enemy's ID. What we can do is go to the enemy's draw event and we can ask, am I the enemy that is currently targeted with global target? If I am, I should also draw a circle in addition to drawing myself out. So that's the route I'm going to take here. So keep in mind that's global.target. I'll go to the enemy. You can see here that we've got it so the enemy in its draw event is drawing itself out with the draw sprite command. All I want to ask here is I want to find out, from the enemy's point of view, is it should say, hey, am I the person that's targeted? And it's a pretty easy question to ask. And all we do here is we just say if my ID, because remember every enemy has an ID variable built in, if my ID is equal to the global target variable, then that means I'm the one that's currently the one that was picked after the T key was pressed. Then I want to draw a circle around myself. So I'll say draw a circle, X comma Y. I'll just do a little radius, radius 30. And false means it'll just be an outline, not to actually do the full shaded filled in circle. Now that's it. Let's check out how this works just to draw our circle around ourselves. So I'm hitting T. Whoops. I actually shouldn't have put false. I actually have to just do one little tiny change here. This should actually be true, because true means, I didn't even read my own docs here. True means outline only, and that's true. And I guess the other thing I haven't done here is I have to draw, set color. I'm drawing black right now on black, so it's covering up the ghost, right? So this is better. Switch to yellow and just draw the outline. Okay, if my ID is the same as the global target. So this should look okay. So I hit T. Now every time I hit T, hit, 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 hit. You'll see sometimes it randomly picks the same one. And that's sort of silly, right? You expect to hit a target, it should switch targets every time. So that's the next part of this, right? Cycle through the targets using this whole idea of IDs. So let's tackle that part. This is a great one. So what I'm going to do here is I actually have to go back, now that my circles are working, and I have to modify the player's T key. Now, we had it pretty easy here. If there's zero enemies, get out of here. Otherwise, randomly pick. What I want to do now is I actually want to sort of break this system down, and I have to do something slightly different. I can't randomly pick. What I want to do is I want to progress through the monsters. So if I'm currently selected monster 0, next time I hit T, I want to have monster number 1. So no more random. Okay, I want to just go up by ones. The next time monster 2. The next time monster 3, and I keep going. Now if I ever pass the number of monsters that are on the screen, I cycle back and I just go back to monster 0 again. So let's take care of this by giving the player a variable that keeps track of which monster they're on. So I'm just going to call this target num. And I'm going to put my target number to 0. Now, every time they hit the T key, what I'm going to do, same thing here. If there's no enemies on the screen, I got to get out of here. But I'm going to take out this random. I'm going to say target num is target num plus 1. Now, just to show you it's working, global target. So my new target I'm going to remember for the game is instance find o enemy target num. Now this should work nicely. And what you're going to see happen is it's just going to keep going up and up and up and up. I haven't put a restriction yet. So remember, target num started at 0. I add 1, and then I'm going to be finding enemy 1. So 1 is going to be the first enemy I find. Then I hit it again. Target num will go to 2. I'll find enemy number 2. That'll be my ID for my target. And I'll keep going up. And eventually that monster won't exist. Let's see, we might get an error, or it just won't be selecting monsters. Let's find out. So I hit T. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now it's trying to find monster 6, monster 7, monster 8. These monsters don't exist. So it sort of breaks down here. What I have to do is I have to know that I've gone too far and go back to 0 again, right? And restart this. So what I'll ask right here is ask a quick question. If target num has gotten bigger or equal to number, then I should put target num back to 0. So that's my little safety check. Just to run some sample numbers here, in case you're wondering, well, I wasn't sure about the equal sign or bigger, what I do there. Just assume right now there's 5 enemies. So if there's 5 enemies on the screen, num's going to equal 5. When num equals 5, there's only 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the monster numbers that I can grab with this instance find command. I can't let this number go above 4. And so remember, 4 is num minus 1. So when I increase it, I'm just asking if target number, let's say it has hit 5. If 5 greater or equal to 5, yeah, that's a bad situation. So that's good. 5 is equal to 5. I can't be looking for target number 5 because the highest one is 4. And so put that target number back to 0 and find target number 0, which is fine. That's the first enemy. So when I put this little safety check in here, this actually ends up working perfect, hopefully, and we should just be cycling through. Now, in next lessons or in some future lessons, you'll see that right now the order is sort of random, right? It doesn't go left to right or top to bottom. It just makes sure to grab the next monster. So this isn't bad. In some future lessons, I'll show you how to do it so you actually cycle left to right. So visually, it's a little easier for the player. Every time they hit T, it goes to the monster that's to the right. Okay, but that's a few lessons away. Actually involves some trickier stuff. Anyways, that's the solution to that challenge. If you got it, that's good. If not, hopefully you sort of learned from this one what you can start to do with these IDs. Thanks for watching.